Okay, so today I'm going to be doing analysis of s2j versus MacD at full bloom free. So I'm just going to get started. Strikes to Dreamland game 1. I'm wondering, Peach would probably want to ban like Battlefield Yoshi's, I guess. So then yeah, it makes sense to strike to Dreamland because obviously Falcon would want to ban FD and Yoshi's. Not Yoshi's, FOD. So then, yeah, it makes sense to go to Dreamland game 1. Peach is obviously going to get more survivability available, but at the same time the stage also offers Falcon a bunch of advantages in just general. Peach has a very hard time reaching the top platform, which you can abuse heavily if you want to, and things like that, and it makes sense. But yeah. Okay. That was a good roll because MacD went for the float cancel aerial grab, and because it wasn't the lowest possible float cancel aerial, and also the grab was behind him, so he had to turn around. So s2j could get the roll out, but then obviously like float cancel aerials are like +3, +4 on shield, so if you go for a roll, they can just down smash. So you don't want to hold down during the roll, which you do against other characters, because then you just ASDI down and get fucked up by the down smash, unless you option select attack, which I'm not sure about. It's a common habit and just a common thing to do between stocks against floatier characters, is to just like, okay, when they come down, jump up. So MacD tries to cover it originally, but then you just jump up around here, and then you just drift back into the corner, like s2j just did. That's a really good overshot nair by s2j in order to, because obviously Peach doesn't have the best, she's not very fast, so s2j was able to catch MacD's dash back, and there was nothing MacD could do at that point, unless he like power shield down smashed the nair, in which case that would kind of mess up s2j for going for this overshot nair. At which point you might want to like overshoot a knee or a stomp. It's interesting watching s2j because when he threatens people getting up from ledge, it's a lot different to like watching Nun or Wizrobe, because like if you watch, MacD's on ledge and s2j goes to side platform and he threatens to drop through with a back air. Like if this was Wizrobe, like 99% of the time Wizrobe would drop through back air just now. But instead, s2j, I mean, he'll commonly do like this drop down and pseudo tomahawk. So he'll just drop down, as in, so MacD thinks he's gonna back air or whatever, but instead he'll just drop down, he'll empty land, and then he'll go back into dash dancing and pressuring the corner from there. So it's just like, it's pressuring with his movements and lack of commitment. In a position where everyone else would basically just commit, and it's something I need to try more because I don't do this at all. if I was on that side platform like s2j was, I would have fall through back air like 100% of the time, and I would have gotten a back air on shield, and then probably that's it. But back air on shield is pretty good. But instead, s2j is more about using the opponent's lack of space to force a response, since they are always threatened by the fall through back air or any other hitbox. So he'll bait and punish a response. That was good recognition with the Nair. When MacD was high, s2j went to top platform because Peaches will tend to try to float outside of your aerial threatening range, so then they can mix up when they come down. But that's really high if you are on top platform, because then a full hop double jump will get you like here or so. So if they were going to float there, you could just literally stand there and wait for them to come down, and then either try to bait and punish an air dodge or option coverage or whatever. That was interesting. So MacD comes down with a turnip throw, and s2j goes to side platform to avoid it. It's not something I really do. That's interesting. It's really hard for Peach to deal with Nair from ledge. She can like crouch cancel or down smash, but that gets you in your landing, so it's not even the biggest punish if you DI correctly or tag it. Yeah, I'll need to test more about that, but then if you do Nair from ledge, you can mix up your drift anyway, and then they can't really get like a guaranteed down smash anyway. And you've also got like ledge dash options, hack stash, a bunch of other stuff you can do from ledge. But Nair is a good keep your opponent. They have to be executing well in order to punish it. Miss the dash short hop up there. I don't like that tech chase, but I don't like that tech chase because it just gives up every option outside of regular get up or tech in place. But it was fairly obvious that MacD would get up attack. And I guess that you can crouch cancel near it though, so there was no real need to do that. At least I think you can crouch cancel near it. I think it hits behind first, so it might actually be like a hard link. Or just not possible. But if it's behind first, you might just be able to short hop on reaction. Again, s2j caught his dash back with that overshot Nair. But yeah, that's not really something you see from like the other Falcons. Wizrobe, he'll tend to his neutral is really like, he'll stuff his opponent's, the Peach's approach with Nair. And then once the Peach starts to dash attack to stuff the Nair, because that's her best real option, if she doesn't have a turnip, then so if she starts to dash attack to stuff the Nair, then Wizrobe will he'll just dash dance and wait and whiff punish the dash attack. But yeah. So best of 3, so MacD goes FOD. Best of 5, I mean. So like I was saying before, MacD was floating outside of s2j's full hop up air range from side platform, but then s2j could have reached it if he was on top platform. So you just need to get more vertical height when Peach is above you like that, floating, with float as an option, I mean. So this time s2j does go for the hang stash option. It's because MacD is just playing super close to ledge, so maybe s2j is thinking that he will do a crouch cancel down smash this time. But I don't think there's anything MacD could have actually done to have gotten around that. But I think he was just forced to grab ledge anyway from that up B. Yeah, I don't think he could have reached stage, but like this stomp means that unless he meteor cancels like as soon as possible, there was no way he was going to survive that stomp. But again, I don't think MacD could have reached stage anyway. Risky side B. That was a good pullback on that nair. So, forgot I had this song downloaded. Not playing that. Okay, I skipped past it, but as I was saying, so what does MacD? MacD goes for a dash attack. So again, Peaches will want to stuff your jobs with like dash attacks or like float cancel nairs out of shield sometimes or whatever. So this pullback by s2j is really good in order to get him outside of the range where he can get stuffed by MacD. So he does this short hop nair, and if he did it immediate fast fall just now, then MacD would have dash attacked his landing, and then unless s2j shielded, then he would have, even if he did shield, he might have just been punished. But if s2j did shield, then that would have been the only option he had to get around it really, and then he could also get grabbed or whatever. So then, but instead, s2j drifts back like this. He drifts back on the aerial, and that means that now MacD has more distance to travel in his dash attack or his dash forward nair or whatever. So now s2j can throw out another aerial, or he can, what does he do? He just full hops. But the point is that he could just, actually no, he couldn't throw out another aerial because the dash attack would have stuffed his second jump. So instead he could have like dashed back and then whiff punished, which would have been a pretty good option. But also the full hop gets out of there. Up throw is pretty good at mid percent against Peach. You can do a dash full hop up air even if they DI away. That's funny. You don't use it at low percent. At low percent, you either want to you can down throw, and then even if they DI down and away, you can technically link to a nair, which can set up into another regrab or another nair, or an up air or whatever. And then once they get past like 10%, you want to down throw up air. I'm not sure whether it's 10%, but that's when it starts to work for me. You want to down throw up air, and then once they get past like 30, you want to either down throw up air, or down or up throw up air, and then if they DI in on the down throw, you can just full hop or instant double jump nair. But yeah. Again, it seems like s2j really just spams ledge hop nair against Peach. Maybe she has trouble dealing with it, but it looked like MacD almost got a good punish before when he did the float cancel aerial from above s2j. Then he can just come down and punish the landing leg. But obviously then you can just ledge dash on to the side by here, and she doesn't really have an option to punish from there. Again, s2j is just overshooting a bunch versus Peach, which is really different from what I see with like Wizrobe. I think you can mix up the two styles efficiently if you're good, but I don't think overshot nair is especially good versus Peach because they can power shield down smash, and although it's not a true punish, because you can obviously space your nair, you can. I don't think you can low nair shield it, but the point is that like, actually no, I think you can low nair into shield, but the point is that like, actually no, yeah, that seems pretty good. If you low nair shield, it'll power shield, so then it'll send you far enough outside that you can do a stomp out of shield. So I guess that'll work. I'll have to test that, but yeah. So a mix of Wizrobe's more defensive and more patient style, where he's just willing to, if he's got a lead, he's just going to stuff the Peach when they try to come in, and then he's just going to dash down to punish when they try to get around that. And then if you stay close enough, you can just prevent them from pulling turnips, unless they like have a new stock or kill you or whatever. You can just stay close enough to prevent them from pulling to turnips, and also that's close enough such that you can react to their dash attack approaches. And then obviously they can just close space moving forward, and then once you're in the corner, you can't dash back to avoid their dash attacks anymore. But Peach is one of the few characters where you can actually dash dance, grab, fully on reaction to her approach options. Obviously not her like float options, but then you'd either want to instant up air them, stuff them when they're in the air with an air, depending on the height of the float. But ideally you just want to shut off instant up air, I imagine. But then obviously she can just land immediately and then punish you. And something Peach can do that not many Peaches do at the moment is she can actually just double jump. She can double jump, cancel, and then also so she can jump forward. She can double jump back, and then float for a frame, not a frame, but like a few frames, and then let go, and then do an aerial backwards. And it's sort of like a double jump cancel aerial, but it float cancels, and that's like, as a neutral tool, that can be really good for Peach. And they may do it, but I haven't really seen any Peaches do it. Yeah, that was good. Ideally, Peach would want to double jump land on reaction to the attack roll. So Falcon should really just DI to the edge and then take in place. But MacD was at high enough percent where he could. Actually, no, yeah. If s2j DI'd to the ledge, takes in place, then if MacD up it, he could have DI'd away, and then if MacD neared or whatever, then he could have just ASDI'd down. That would have been pretty good. Yeah, so that time MacD was floating high enough. MacD wasn't floating high enough to get around the full hop double jump or side platform, but that's high enough that if he was like any higher, then he would have been. Then s2j could just react when he comes down from the float. So really, this is fine, but then MacD would just want to like interrupt it early with a down air when s2j goes for this. And like fast fall down there. It's like a timing mix up. Okay, so that's it. I'll see you all in the next analysis video.